Hey up YouTube, it's Tooty, welcome back to another video. Bit of a pickups and finds video. Purchase. One purchase from eBay and one charity shop find. That's about it. Thought I'd get this done Saturday. We will be booting tomorrow, so it may be absolutely nothing. Could be a score, I don't know. So I thought, I've done what I'm going to do this video anyway, and it's done then. What day are we on? 17th, 18th of June, I think, something like that. I think. It's a Saturday anyway. Many thanks to all the new subs. I know there was a bit of confusion. Confusion reigned on the tubes because by all accounts, quite a lot of people had a slew of subs, myself included. Not anything vast as some people, obviously, but you know, substantial. And I think it just looked like there was a glitch in the system with YouTube. So I think these have all just been backed up, and obviously, you know, you hadn't had any notification, or they hadn't been processed. They got processed en masse. So many thanks to all the new subs. Greatly appreciate, obviously, all you guys and girls watching. What else was I say? Retro Gaming League, please go and check that out. So we've already done, probably by the time this goes up, you probably have seen the second one. I think it should be the second one. So I'm still, again, I keep saying this every single video, still trying to catch up with releasing the videos out. So yeah, I just don't want to release them en masse. I'm trying to sort of stagger them, so try and get one in the week and then one at the weekend. So obviously you'll see a booter or pick up video before this one. It'll make sense at some point. This is Volfeed, so this is what I was talking about. Those that may not know, well, a very poor description of it, because it's quicks or kicks. So basically you draw a line across the screen and it blocks the screen off, and then baddies you can capture within it and they die in all kinds of wonderful things. Dead simple premise, absolutely brilliant game, really addictive. Right, so like I say, not a great deal in terms of, you know, multiple things, just one thing from eBay and one great find from today from the charity shop. So I'll get on to that. I don't think there's anything else to add. Right, so the one thing from eBay, great purchase this was. I think I must have sniped it. I was watching it. No one bid on it until right near the end-ish. I think a couple of hours before it finished. So I thought, okay, and it finished about 8 o'clock in the evening. Something, you know, it wasn't like one of these, you know, fucking middle of the night jobbers or anything daft like that. It was a reasonable time. And yeah, I won it for, I think, just above what the initial starting price was. So someone must have put the starting price in. I put, what did I? It was at 21 quid, 22 quid or something. And I think I put in 40. I was willing to pay £40. I was willing to pay that much, and it went to like 23. So I was like, and it's 23 quid and £2 postage. So 25 quid all in. It is a fucking great buy. It's cart only, not two first. The box version of this is, I don't know, best part 200 notes. I don't know, maybe even more. I don't know. I think, I can't remember now if there was any. There were some. I didn't really look because I was just concentrating on this one. What else was I going to say about this game? It's only released in Japan. It's a Super Famicom title, Japanese only, and I do believe this is the best. This is sort of rated, or you know, word on the street is this is the best game of its ilk, of its genre, of its type. Not type. That's the wrong word. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Franchise. That's the word. So without further ado, it is The Amazing Spider-Man Lethal Foes. So yeah, like I say, highly regarded as probably the best sort of superhero, Marvel, whatever you want to call it, game. Like I say, only released in Japan, and I had there's a Retron 5 patch for it, so that obviously sort of spurred me interest. I'd seen this before, and I can't remember where I'd seen it. It was on someone's video or something. That's why I remembered it, and I thought, oh, I'll keep an eye out for that one. When I went to look how much it was, I was like, fucking hell, holy shit. It might have been Soft Otaku. Someone definitely was talking about that game, which is why, as you do, we all do, watch a video, like all yous will go now and check eBay for that game, no doubt. And exactly what I did, and I can't remember whose channel it was. And I was like, fucking hell, that's expensive. Wasn't expecting that. But because it is, quite sought after, which is, I was absolutely amazed that I'd got it for that price. And yeah, I mean the box versions is like, I know it's a couple of hundred if it's not more than that. But what sort of reignited my interest again, like I say, there was a patch released for it, like a fan translation. I can't remember how long ago now. It might have been just after Christmas. So that piqued my interest again. So I was sort of keep an eye on it every now and then. And that one popped up. So I'd sort of had a very, very quick game of it. Nothing amazing, nothing amazing with the Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, nothing. I didn't put any real time to it. Just made sure the patch worked and stuff. So that was it. I mean, it does look very smooth. It's, I'm trying to best way to describe. I mean, you can go and Google go and YouTube the footage and all that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to think of a similar game. I was going to say like the Master System Mega Drive type one. It kind of is. It's like a side-scrolling platformer, but you cross. I say I only played the first level. Across the rooftops. Sort of. I've got to get used to the control method because you've got all 4 buttons. You've got like a dash, a web, a punch, and a jump. And I'm guessing at some points they're all used and whatever. But yeah, really happy to get that. I know that Jay Cybersnake, we were talking. Again, it must have been. I don't know, might have been Blackpool even, we were talking about it. I can't remember, but we were speaking about this game, because it's one he's got on his radar, I know, because he's a big, he likes his Marvel, he likes comic book heroes, and even the price for him, for a man of his means, even he was kind of like, you've got to try and justify it. So when I sort of texted him and said, I've got that game, and, I mean, for him, he'd probably want it box complete, I'd get that. For me, cart's fine, I can live with cart, but I'm just happy to get it. So yeah. There we go, the Amazing Spider-Man, Lethal Foes, Super Famicom. This is probably the worst track screen ever. There's no music. Just get a. I'm not going to change it because I say I've only got one little more bundle I got from the charity shop today. PlayStation, weirdly enough, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1. You'll see why when I show you. So yeah, it's a fat PlayStation 2. You've all seen them. Needs a bit of a. It's got some paint or whatever. Don't really buy it for the PlayStation 2 to be honest. A very nice, actually, silver memory card in absolutely great condition. All the hookups, one controller, one third party. You've seen all that shit. Quite a funky little Spyro wallet thing. A few loose carts, a few loose discs. Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase. I'm not going to show you them. Tekken 3. There's an Action Replay CDX which looks quite interesting. I can show you that because I've got the little memory card thing now. And I had one of these for, I think, my Dreamcast. I'm sure I've got one for the Dreamcast. So I know that these do a lot more different things than the Exploders. Whoever they buy, I can't think now. A couple of demo discs, PS2 demo discs, and that's about it. Oh, and a loose Jurassic Park The Lost World. So they're like the loose titles. Weirdly enough, this was in here. It's PC software for Game Boy Advance SP Exploder X-Link. The guy who's, like I say, in the charity shop. Because this is just coming, I ain't test it, but you're welcome to have a look. I mean, I ain't bothered about things being tested anyway. And they do sell PlayStation 2s and stuff. Like a couple of weeks back, they had a slim one, and the lady who also works there, I might have told the story, but I just sort of said, look, to be honest, I'd be having it as a spare or backup, or I wouldn't really use it as my first one, so I'd probably pay 5-10 quid. So I don't know, you guys can sell them for 20-25 quid, so you're better off doing that. I was honest with her, I wouldn't try and rip her off. Said the same with the fat PS2. I picked out some of the games. You'll see the games, and I said, look, it's up to you how you want to do it. I said, to be honest, I'd probably have that as, again, like a backup type thing, and the other games I'll just have as cases, and he gave me an outstanding price, which I was going to pay for the games anyway. So I was like, yeah, sound. He was happy enough. You know, some people might think, oh, I'm ripping charity shops off. I said, look, I always say to the guy, look, are you happy? Are you sure? He said, yeah, it's fine. Because it gets money in his till. He ain't got to do anything with it. So, you know, they know I'm gonna buy stuff off of them. So I guess for them it's a win-win. So what it's all about really is the games. Now, bizarrely, like I said at the start, it's a PS2. There's no PS2 games. They're all PS1. Which we were chatting about it, and we just thought it was a bit weird. I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest, because the PS2 games probably wouldn't have interested me. But all this was in like a box. And the games were in a shoebox, but they weren't spine up. They were just that way. And so there is quite a lot of them, and I just thought, oh, please be some gold in there. You know, you just see like a box of PS1 titles. And there are a few, I must admit. There's a couple of crackers. One, which I was really disappointed about, the discs mullered. It's cracked in half. But the case insert and everything else is fine, so that's being kept. I think I may have a disc for that somewhere. So, onto the games. A few I don't think I've got, so I probably will be keeping, and I don't know if they're any good either, so they might be complete tosh. But one I'll be keeping is Land Before Time. So usually you see these and they're like that sort of budgety title, you know, with like a small box, and they just look value. This is one, and I don't know, again, I could be talking complete bullshit. It just looks more like an official release. I know it sounds daft. I think I might have an example in here somewhere of what I'm talking about. It's complete. I think all of these are complete, actually. So a lot of these games were in that wallet, basically. So there were empty boxes. I was thinking, no doubt, some of the ones that I'm after are not going to be there. They were. So a few of the cases got cracks in them. So I think it should balance out the ones that are, you know, the more choicer titles I can probably get decent cases for. Monsters Inc. Scare Island. Someone definitely loved the Rugrats. So we've got Rugrats in Paris the movie. Rugrats The Search for Reptar. I might as well keep on the Rugrats theme, and Rugrats Studio Tour. It's got a big dirty crack down it. So I think I have got all the Rugrats. If I haven't, I've got 3 out of the 2. Something like that. But I can check all them anyway. Colin McRae Rally. Platinum Disney's Tarzan. So this kind of thing, I'll show you, this is what I'm on about. So there you go, Bugs Bunny and Taz. So I'm pretty sure I've got like the full labelled version of this. Up there at some point. Just on a side note, I'm not trying to drag the video out, but I kind of am, somewhat. I noticed Dave, Retro Dave's got back into his PS1, and the member sports. Where was it? It was Doncaster. I first mentioned this because I've just been seeing this happen a little, you know, it's just getting that way. And I think I mentioned it in a previous video, and I may have mentioned it at Blackpool. Was Doncaster before Blackpool? Yeah, it was. But PS1 titles, I still think that the PS1 library is going to be heading the way of the Super Nintendo. Because I think it's got that same pull, that nostalgic pull that the SNES had, which I don't believe the N64 really got, or the GameCube, if that makes sense. I just think it appeals to a wider audience. And equally, obviously, there's a lot of hidden gems or, you know, unknown titles on the PS1 library in the PS1 library, because it's so fucking vast. And yes, it's a bit like the Wii. There's a ton of shit, and probably half these are not very good, you know. Disney's Tarzan, I don't know. I think Disney's Tarzan's quite. Most Disney games are pretty good, but you know, 1 or 2 of the Rugrats games, I know Search for Reptar's regarded as a decent game. Yeah, I'm going to leave the the decent ones to the end. You know that. or the choice here. That droning noise is doing my fucking tits in. Right, here we go. Harry Pothead. So that's a donor case, or quite a nice case actually. So that, you know, case in point. That will be, you know, repurposed. This one, the discs mullered on this actually. I don't know what happened. A lot of the discs are okay. Some of them are like not very good. Destruction Derby 2. The case is battered. That needs a new case. Weirdly enough, Crook. Legend of the Gobbos, gobby little bastards. It is a platinum. It's got everything in it other than. It says other than. If someone decides to fold that down to fit it in, hasn't got the back insert. If that makes sense. So it's got the manual, it's got the disc. So I'll probably put that into a case and just, like I say, I may find an empty box. You know, I've got a box basically full of PS1 bits, empty cases, insert, manual, disc only, you know, and it's little job lots like this where you can sort of start piecing together complete titles. So this is the one that's actually mullered. Soul Blade. I've got this. This is one of these hardened plastic edged cases, and I mentioned in the last video, which I can't remember what game I bought, Street Racer, maybe a duplicate. But for stuff like this, so this is an early title, but I'm pretty sure this disc, there's one of them that's, yeah, it's fuck, I think you can see that ring all the way around it. Look, what a shame, look, see it go all the way around. So someone's like, they've done that. Now whether that can be polished out, it might be, I don't know, you know, that might come out. But I say, if you put that into a new case, that wouldn't look, it looks sort of atrocious at the minute, but I don't think it'd be that bad. Spider-Man, which I missed out last booter because James spied these off that last lot. It's complete. That'll probably be a donor case, to be honest, because that's in pretty good nick. Disney's Hercules. Actually, this is missing. Is it missing the manual? No, it's not. It's complete. It's just that the front comes off. So yeah, typical PS1 titles are just mullered to death. That's platinum. Platinum. This game, everyone's got this one. This will be a donor. It is in great condition, case-wise, but it's going to be a donor. So that's Gran Turismo 2. Buzz Lightyear, Quest for Star Command. Now, yeah, it's complete. I don't know if I've got this. The one I've got is platinum or not. I don't know. I'll have to check. So some of these might be like upgrades. Like I say, I know that Retro Dave he's gone on his PS1 kick and he's upgrading some of his PS1 titles from platinum to black label, and he's finding the odd, you know, one that he didn't play, this, that, and the other. But I think I've got a hunch that they're only going in one way. The PS1 titles. And rightly so. I mean, I've said this a million times, or told this story a million times, but I had a PS1 at launch, you know, just after launch. But I got it for the sole purpose of modding it, which I did. And a Ridge Racer, I remember trying to copy Ridge Racer for the longest time. I don't know how many blank discs I went through, and back then, blank CDRs weren't cheap. I managed to crack it, got it all working, because you had to use Disc Juggler. Anyone remember Disc Juggler? So there's certain software that could only read the TOC, which is table of contents, stuff like that. Before your image burns and all that, it was Disc Juggler. And obviously you had to get that. You did pay for it to get a cracked version. There was loads of like hurdles to jump through to get it all working. And I remember I was so happy when it worked, because obviously not only did you have to prove that your soldering worked, but then you had to prove that the disc was working. But yeah, a similar vein. I can't remember if I bought this game. I think I might have bought this game. I spoke about it before as well. I've already got it, but it is a fantastic game. It's Rage Racer. In terms of like I mean, again, I've spoke about this before, but in terms of like the Ridge Racer franchise, I think this was the one that I'd sunk most time into. I thought it was a cracking game. I still think it is. I still think it's a great game. This needs a new case. It's got everything in it. Manual, both discs, the whole lot. Right, now we come to the real cream of the crop. Cream of the crop, right to the top. So the one game that I saw that was in there, and I thought, oh great, you know, 'cause I think someone asked me about this game. You know who you are. But this was smashed. It was literally, I'll forget it. I'll show you. I've got it here. So I was quite happy to. I mean, it's a pricey title, and you know what? The rest of the disc is in fucking all right condition as well, and it's just, I guess it's just been damaged from impact. And it's Spyro 2 Gateway to Glimmer, black label. Box, everything is in great condition. Manual, pristine. No disc, and I'll show you the disc now. The disc's here, but look at that. And it's not in bad nick at all. It's not in bad nick, and it's just... But I think I have, or may have, a Spyro 2. It may need a clean. I might have to go to see it, so I don't know. I'll have to dig through my box of bits. But like I say, stuff like that, if I haven't got it, that'll just go into the box of bits. You know, you don't know. One day I might get the booter, buy a PS1, do the eject button, and Spyro 2 might be in there, and I'll just buy the PS1 just to get Spyro 2 out of it. Put it in there, complete set, you know. This is in fantastic condition. Another, again, these ain't cheap, these sell quite well. Crash Team Racing, Platinum, okay, Platinum. Probably one of the biggest freaking manuals ever to grace a PS1, I'll tell you. I shit you not, that's humongous. Humongous, but it's all there. Now, I've seen the spine on this one when I just literally went through them. Like I said, because the discs are elsewhere in the wallet, it was hard to work out which version this was because the manual's slightly different. But it is Hogs of War, but it's kind of like the best of. So it's kind of like Black Label, but not Platinum. But then bizarrely, the manual is Black Label, the variant, but then the disc is the sort of best of disc. Again, this is not a cheap title. You're probably looking 20 odd quid ish. You know, I know people sort of piss their mouth about prices and stuff like that, but that's the fact. You know, as was Isabella used to say on Woodland's channel, and that's a fact. It's a fact. You know, Spyro 2, I don't know what that 25, maybe even 30 quid. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else that's really worth a great deal of money, other than this one here, which is the last title, which is probably 25, 30 quid. I don't know. It depends which deck is being sold. And that's Digimon. Well, Digimon World. So I was happy to see that. I was happy to see everything's in there. The manual, a little bit creased, and the disc I think is in okay condition. Yeah, I've seen loads worse than that. So, you know, I picked out the George Garcia titles as you would do. Hogs of War, Spyro, even Spyro just for the empty case. I was honest with the guy. Ridge Racer, Soul Blade. I had about 6, I think. Crash Racing, Destruction Derby 2. I had about 6 of them. And so we had the conversation, and I think he was very keen just to get the old lot gone because he didn't want to really test the PS2 and stuff. And I just sort of said, well, I'm interested in these 6. I said, you know, the other ones, like your Buzzies and your Gran Turismo, so, you know, I'd probably have them as donor cases. And the PS2s, I say, it would just be a spare or whatever. And he was like, well, I'll have to get it tested, this, that, and the other. And he goes, and to be honest, they don't sell too well in the shop. I said, well, what, you know, shoot me a price. What you got? He went, £5. Thank you very much. So yeah, yet again another. I'm not making it up. I know people might think I'm full of shit. Well, it's £4.99 because you can't put. They have always put 99p into you have to open the till apparently because someone years back was robbing money out of the till. So it always has to be like a, you know, ending in like a 99p. So them that say to you, There's nothing in the charity shops. There's nothing in the car boots. I say, I don't believe you. And you know, I think the Game Chase, I'm not like mates obviously clean up, but there was a video that they did ages ago, and I think it's to do like flea markets, i.e. their car boots and stuff like that. And there was a guy there we used to go back and visit, and a lot of them, they were getting a lot of grief because obviously the guy was like sorting out with deals, this, that, and the other. And I think it was Billy basically said, look, you know, you've got to form relationships, you've got to form connections with people. You can't just rock up and just start demanding or expecting, you know, things to fall in your lap. You've got to put a bit of legwork in it. You've got to, you know, like say build these relationships. And you know, some people might say, oh, you only do it to fleece them. You know, but I go in and I speak to them. You know, I chat about, you know, everyday things, politics. A lot of the people there, they're of a certain age. You know, they don't go to work. That is their work. So you know, they have a chinwag with me. I have a chinwag with them. We talk about at the minute the EU referendum and stuff like that. So, you know, if I see them out, I'd say hello to them. I wouldn't ignore them. You know, I'm not abusing that relationship for that end. And for them, it's money in the till. You know, I you know, there's no doubt about it. They're probably not daft. You know, they probably think, well, they haven't got to sort stuff out. He hasn't got to go and pat test that. He isn't going to clean it all up. He can't be. To be honest, he probably can't be bothered. Some of the shops don't sell electrics. They don't sell electronics at all because of that reason. So there's one or two that I go into that will just happily let me take it. You know, and like I say, it's money in the till for them. They've got to do absolutely zero legwork. But I will say, like I mentioned earlier, are you happy with it? Does that sound fair? And I always ask them what they want to charge. Yeah, and sometimes it might be a little bit, but I'll pay it because then they know that I'll come back, and that's how you build it up. But you can't just rock up and expect to, you know, be looked after, if that makes sense. There's some shops I go into and I'll try and speak to the people there. I try and, like, you know, have a bit of banter, have a bit of a chat. I mean, fucking none of it. And they're miserable bastards, there's no doubt about it. And that's fine, I get that, not a problem. But it's just odd, it is odd as you just see different people, and some are more willing than others to engage and to interact. But we shall endeavour to forge on. Right, I've been Tutor UK. You've been absolutely silent, but silence is golden. Take it easy, YouTube, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.